the United States, I always got caught up in was going out into the field. And when you're out in the field, you have to be ready. And what we ate, we didn't pack lunches. We went out there with MREs, meals ready to eat. And I had a couple that were great. I loved it. And now there's a company that prepares survival kits and meal preparedness kits. And it's called My Patriot Supply. Let me get that right. My Patriot Supply. And you can go through our website, or you can go through our streaming and punch in squaredaway.life. That's a military term, squared away. So if anybody knows that, they know somebody's a veteran around here. But they have really, really great stuff. They are run by veterans, and I'm quite sure that they are in the know for what, and then being in Florida or wherever you are, there's disaster preparedness, hurricanes, tornadoes. It doesn't hurt to have something already stacked and ready to go. So once again, My Patriot Supply, and you could reach them through squaredaway.life.
All right, squaredaway.life. You don't want to miss out on that website about that, because one of our sponsors here, then go to squaredaway.life, powered by My Patriot Supply. Hey, welcome everybody. It's time for the Real Talk Podcast with the RNDiva and Pastor Robert. Hey, RNDiva, how you doing?
Hey, let's get it.
You ready? Have you had a good week?
I've had a pretty good week. It was hectic. Had a lot going on, but we locked it down. We brought it on home. I'm glad to be on a Saturday right about now.
Yeah. Now tell me this, RNDiva, before we get started. Tell me what that shirt, that Bowser shirt says.
You calling me out though, Pastor Robert?
Oh, come on. Tequila. All right.
No shame in my game.
All right. Let me shots after the podcast now, teaser. The church folk like, ooh.
Listen, it's him, and then there's me. I mean, you see that split screen, don't you?
Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Real Talk Podcast with the RNDiva and Pastor Robert. I'm Pastor Robert. That's the RNDiva. We said we have a great podcast for you today. We're going to be talking about some serious stuff here, especially for all you brothers out there, all of you out there that's in the world, that's alive in the dating scene, and even out of the dating scene. You might be taking a shaking, but you might want to pay attention about what's going on. But before we get started, we're going to take a break. Shonda has something to tell us about a special product of one of our sponsors. Go ahead, Shonda.
I am so glad to announce our partnership with squaredaway.life. That is our link to our sponsor, My Patriot Supply. Listen, you know, when you got the hurricane preparedness, listen, your lights are off and you barely have some water. It's good to be prepared. This company allows you to stock up and never have to worry about that. There's meal plans, there's seeds. You can grow your own food. I mean, you can get a 3-month emergency food supply. They got some great deals going on right now on My Patriot Supply, and you can reach them through us at squaredaway.life. Folks, you don't have to get ready if you stay ready. So get in there, look around. There's so many different options. When I was active duty and went out into the field, my MREs were the best. We would trade them off and see who had beans and weenies or who had the chicken a la king. Those were my favorites. But that was something I remember from being out in the field with my unit, and it's something I'll never forget. And here we have it. I can have it out here as a civilian. So folks, get in here, look around on this website, and find what works for you. My Patriot Supply.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And that is squaredaway.life. You can get all that. And let me thank you so much of My Patriot Supply for being one of our sponsors and sponsors for this podcast. Let's get into this. There's a story out there. There's a story out there about a young man named Jonathan Major. Jonathan Major. Now, I don't know if you all know who he is. I guess I should say, I didn't know who the brother was. Okay. First time I heard about him.
Ditto. I didn't.
He was on the cover of, I think, Ebony magazine in a dress, a skirt.
I'm sorry, what?
Yes, he was on the cover of Ebony magazine, or one of the magazines, in a dress or skirt recently, and that's when I was like, well, who was that?
I mean, is that what we're doing? I mean,
yeah, that's clearly what we're doing now.
That's what we're doing. Okay.
Yeah, that's what we're doing. And so I was trying to see if I can find it on his. Oh, anyway, that's when I first heard. I'm like, well, who's the dude in the dress? And they come to find out he's an actor.
While we're asking questions.
Right. So, what can I say? So anyway, nonetheless, but come to find out he's a very talented actor, and he is in a little trouble, y'all. He's in a little trouble. Let's go to this article now here. This article is coming to us from of all names, Jezebel.com. How appropriate.
Yes.
Jonathan Major's army recruitment ads are pulled in the wake of his domestic assault arrest. Let's see what Jezebel.com says. Audra Heinriches is the writer. In case you miss it, breakout actor Jonathan Majors was arrested for domestic assault after allegedly, and I do say allegedly attacking his girlfriend in New York City over a few weekends ago. As reported by my friends over there at TMZ, Majors was charged with misdemeanor assault, aggravated harassment, attempted assault, and harassment after he was released from police custody. The news elicited a deluge of reactions, including further allegations of abusive behavior, although the actor's attorney claims that the victim recanted and that there's video evidence that will exonerate Majors. But the army has pulled a new ad campaign that features Majors as its narrative. In a statement, the Army's enterprise marketing office says that it was deeply concerned by the allegations and added that though Majors is innocent until proven guilty, prudence dictates. Oh, we call it prudence now. Prudence dictates that we pull our ads until the investigation into these allegations is complete. So, RNDiva, can you explain this to me 1 second here? So we're calling it prudence now. So innocent till proven guilty, but we're going to pull your money and pull your ads. Sound like they pulling the Kanye. Or something.
So basically what you're telling me is you're going to hold my money over here until they decide. I mean, where do you do that? Like, it's guilty before. I'm guilty first? I'm innocent before proven guilty. Like, let me hold on to my coins. And if I'm guilty, then I give you your coins back. I mean, you're going to have to negotiate with me because you're not going to hold. Come on. And now, if it was a different hue on his skin, I guarantee you. How many times Charlie Sheen stuff got pulled? Not.
Winning.
Remember
okay. Charlie Sheen, Tiger Blood.
I'm like, come on. It's giving BS to me. It's giving BS, and I'm not here for it. That's not right. And if it's how long do we need to wait on this tape to exonerate him? That should have been put out expeditiously. What are we waiting on? I don't know. There's something. There's a little catch in there.
This actually happened at the end of March, and we're taping this the 1st of May. And look at this, but let's look and see what the AV Club says here on MSN.com. It says Jonathan Majors' accuser granted temporary protection order. Now, let's go back a second. She said there was some type of domestic violence. Then they charged him with assault, aggravated assault, and battery and all like this, a misdemeanor. Okay. But then, look at this. But then what happens is what? They got him on here now. They said she recanted the story, but yet they're still charging him. I'm confused.
Oh Lord. What is it gonna take for him to lose everything? Why is she recanting? Either it's a lie or she doesn't want to mess up his status because it helps her live. So which one is it? I don't know. The trust factor with me anymore. I don't trust folks. Is ulterior motives is the first thing that it's given me. It's jumping out like, why are you pulling it back now? And where is this tape that's gonna exonerate? Maybe she did that because she knew the tape was gonna, surface. So I don't. And the Army is doing a lot, like a lot. So,
well, let's see here, because now this says his girlfriend. She recanted the story, but now we see here, according to MSN at the AV Club and MSN.com, that they asked her now. They've given her a restraining order, basically. Let's see what it says here. The woman who was the alleged victim of an assault by Johnson Majors has been granted a temporary full protection order. According to the LA Times, a partial order was previously in place that allowed Majors and the woman to stay in contact. The new order bars contact altogether, at least through the next court date, which is May 8th. Okay.
So we're talking to each other, then we're not talking to each other. I mean, what are we doing?
I need some help.
If you put your hands on me, if you put your hands on me, there's no need for me to get a piece of paper to tell me that I'm not saying nothing to you. Kick rock, sir. What?
But if it's not true, I'm confused. Wait,
then why do it in the first place?
Let me take it from his side. Okay, if I'm the man, let's think this through live here and there. If I'm the guy, you falsely accused me because she recanted the story. You my girlfriend. You falsely accused me and knocked you upside your head,
right,
or whatever,
right.
But now I'm losing all my endorsements. I'm losing my movie roles. I'm losing all this stuff. Now I gotta have a restraining order against me. I can't have no contact with you. First of all, nobody, like you said, nobody had to tell me not to contact you no more.
Never.
See this right here, this phone right here?
Yeah. Block.
You got to block, then delete.
Yeah. Block, delete. Listen, if I got to turn my phone off, I don't want to talk to you. You know what I'm saying? Fricky fracky is done. You going in no. You accusing me, I'm going to take your word for it. Now, I was there, but I'm going to take your word for it. Okay? And we just going to end this right here. Thank you. And goodbye.
This is his girlfriend.
Man, please. People, And you see how it changed? First, it was a temporary, then it was a full, and then it was a partial. That's a whole lot of moving parts. And for make it make sense, sir. Because you know about the little boy who cried wolf. Now who gonna believe her now?
I'm just trying to figure this thing out, because let me tell you something. Something's not right, and I hate the sound.
Not right in the milk.
Conspiratorial, okay, but something ain't right. Something ain't right, because I don't know. Is he being set up?
Quite possibly. And I would venture to say, I tell these young ladies, listen, if you're going to make these accusations, make them and know that you're going to stand by them, because the instant you waver, you lose all credibility.
Right.
So I would say to you, make sure you have everything lined up and nobody can pick holes into your story, and ride with it. but temporary, partial, full, halfway, sort of, kind of, maybe. Nah, miss me with that. Miss me with that. And that's not something I'm interested in. Mm-mm.
Yeah, I'm really confused. This sounds like a
Is
setup.
she?
I'm gonna read this article here from Yahoo News, from what Jonathan Major's attorney, what they're saying right now. Let's see. Let me read this to you because this is going to add a little context here. It says here, Jonathan Major's lawyer claims he was actually the assault victim. Oh,
maybe she tried to beat him to the punch. Oh, no pun intended.
You got that one. Let's see what Yahoo News says. 1 month after Jonathan Majors was arrested for domestic assault after allegedly attacking a woman whom police identified as his girlfriend, the woman was granted a temporary restraining order against Majors on Thursday. Per the Manhattan District Attorney's Office, the order of protection was granted with the consent of Majors' legal team. Majors' lawyer, Priya Chaudhry, she's a beast, who has an extensive history of representing famous men accused of abuse, claimed that Majors only consented to the restraining order because he wants nothing to do with the woman who assaulted him. Thank you. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. Okay, well, at least brother got a little sense.
Lord have mercy.
He got a little sense.
Now we're going to see whose story.
But he got a little sense. He said, I won't have that to do with it. I don't need no restraining order, right?
Period. Wow. Okay. Thank you.
Let's continue on. On the night of Major's arrest in March, the police report details that the woman sustained minor injuries to her head and neck, resulting in her hospitalization. Charges shared screenshots of texts apparently between the woman and Majors in which the woman references her injuries and seems to claim they were my fault for trying to grab your phone.
Oh, here we go. See, let me tell you something about this phone situation. This is what happens when people get in these relationships and they lose their ever-loving mind if they see the other person on the phone texting and taking anything away from them. They're not paying attention to them. They want to take their phone. Listen, sirs and ma'ams, that phone is none of your business. It is none of your beeswax. You don't pay for this. And even if you did, my name is on this text message, not yours. Just because you date somebody or you married to somebody doesn't mean you own that person. Miss me. I mean, folks is grabbing people's phones. Oh, I encourage you, folks. Let me tell you something. I encourage you to never reach for my phone. Never. I mean, it's none of your business.
Well, but see, that's what I'm saying. See,
boundaries.
Fighting over phone. Fighting over these phones. These phones, Kim. These phones right here.
I mean, it has taken mainstream. Phones are mainstream. You are nothing without one of these phones. Period.
Well, I think I'd rather be nothing. I'm just a nobody.
No, my Lord.
Phones, yeah. But let's see let's see. She says, it was my fault for trying to grab your phone. In recent weeks, according to some reports, multiple women who say they were abused by Majors are now cooperating with Manhattan District Attorney's Office.
Oh, here we go.
They about to Bill Cosby him.
Here come the bandwagon.
They about to Bill Cosby him. They about to Harvey Weinstein him. With all of this context, Chaudhry's claim that Majors is the victim is fairly ridiculous. But it's concerning how blatantly his legal team appears to be relying on a tactic that domestic violence experts call DARVO. Oh, let's learn. Deny, attack, reverse victim, and offender.
Wow.
DARVO.
I'm feeling sorry for anybody who finds themselves in this type situation, because somebody's going to always come out and co-sign some foolishness. If it comes out that this man did not, and listen, If he hit somebody in the past and they didn't say anything, hey, that's on you. But don't come jumping on it now trying to co-sign, because it may very well be that this lady is lying. So what that going to make you look like? Sit down somewhere.
Trying to get that coin, that bag.
So ridiculous. I hope that works out to where I
love Darvo was the driving strategy. Darvo, deny, attack, reverse victim and offender. Darvo was the driving strategy in Johnny Depp's legal battle against ex-wife Amber Heard. Depp's team characterized evidence of Heard fighting back against abuse as mutual abuse, a term that's inaccurate and harmful, domestic violence experts have told Jezebel.
Wow.
Darvo can be a highly effective tactic because of a widespread illiteracy and misunderstanding about the complexities of abuse, and resulting in victims' reactions to abuse being equated with abuse, and naturally because of misogyny. Okay, you want to jump on this one? Because if I say something, I'm going to be the bad guy.
If I say again?
You want to say something on this? Because if I say something, I'm going to be the bad guy.
No, you go ahead. You say it. I got you. Go ahead. Say it.
Why does the guy always have to be one assumed to be the bad guy?
It's always that. It's always that.
Do you realize how many women knock their boyfriends or husbands and whatever upside the head?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And it's taken as, oh, she's standing up for herself and she's being hardcore or she's tough. No, you're abusive. If you're hitting him, you're abusive. If he's hitting you, he's abusive. Yes. It's the same thing. Just because you have tatas doesn't mean that it's okay for you to do.
Thank you. But
I'm that sister. Listen, I'm that sister that says, if you bad enough to jump up in his face, whatever comes.
Listen, Linda. Listen, I got a problem. With that because see now, let me tell you something. I know a lot of cats got in trouble and lives got messed up because they had some woman who couldn't control herself.
Right.
They kept pushing them and they kept slapping him and they kept doing it and he kept walking away.
You know that one thing, mushing somebody in the face. Oh, that to me, that and spitting on someone is the ultimate about to get your head knocked off-ish type stuff.
Oh yeah, this thing right here. Come on.
Yeah. Don't be mushing me and don't be poking me in my head. No, I don't know. Some people cross the line.
And most men take it and don't report it.
Right. Because they're embarrassed. Because they're like, oh, you let her hit you? That's what that's about. Oh, you let her hit you? Ain't nobody letting nobody hit them. You know what I'm saying? It's just a matter of, do I want to take this further because you asking questions like that?
Psycho.
Keep your hands to yourself.
Listen.
I don't understand.
You're right. Keep your hands to yourself.
Yeah.
Step away from the vehicle. Keep your hands to yourself. Because what happens, I know some guys, nice guys, and they took it and they
got hemmed up.
Like, going on, leave it alone. They walked away. As soon as they did like that,
and falling out. Yeah.
They ended up doing that. And listen, you know, they died at the jail. And then they got the name of being a woman beater the rest of their life.
That's it. 3 hots in a cot, and you a woman beater. Come on now. And that's hard to get off your back. That's hard to get off your back. Somebody that's not fair. That's not fair. And either way you look at it, if a man's being accused of doing it and he didn't do it, that's dead wrong. I don't care if she was 25 pounds and he was 900 pounds. And if he did not hit her and she says he did, somebody's going to believe that right off the bat. Oh, he looked like he might. How he looked like he might? You know?
See all that right there. See that right there. See right there. See, that's the problem I have. That's the problem I have right there.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. I'm cut from a different cloth. I'm not on that whole bandwagon of, oh, it's only men that are doing the domestic violence. No, there's some really aggressive and really physical women out there. There's some really physical women out there.
Speaking of which, if you go on my Facebook platform, or you actually go on Twitter, go to on twitter.com @fightmate, FIGHTMATE, @fightmate, twitter.com @fightmate. He posts a lot of fights that are on the internet. And I'm noticing most of the fights are women and girls. These girls like MMA beating the hell out of people.
Yes. It's the shock factor. It's the shock factor, because back in the day, nobody wasn't doing that. Girls were to be seen and not heard. Well, now these young ladies are taking it to the next level. They got to one up the other one. So if this one is fighting with gloves on, this one's going to bare knuckle just to one up. And it just gets worse. And everything is on the interconnect. Everything's on everything it can be. And that's where it is. I need to one up you just to get more views. That's all it is. Views. It's come down to views, not morals. Views.
Not morals. Well, listen. I want to make sure we want to do our due diligence here. And I want you to know, ladies and gentlemen, that if you are in a situation,
that's right,
male or female,
does not matter.
Does not matter. Bruh, man up. Call somebody, do something. Call the domestic violence hotline, 1-800-799-SAFE. It's 1-800-799-7233. Or for the hearing impaired, 1-800-787-3224. The hearing impaired, 800-787-3224. Or go to the hotline at www.thehotline.org. That's the National Domestic Violence Hotline. Call it. Go to the website, tweet them, do whatever you got to do so you can stay out of harm's way. And yes. I'm talking to my brothers.
That's right.
For 2 reasons. Because if she knocked you upside the head one time too many, you might just retaliate. And I don't want that for you because I know you're a good guy.
Yes.
And ladies, stay at these guys' faces.
And if he say move, move. But if he hits you once, he'll hit you again. And it's not love. I don't care how you look at it.
If it be love,
if he hits you, that is not love. I promise you, there's a million other ways to show love. Putting your hands on somebody in anger is not it.
No. So, it's sad because you can. And here's the other thing. How many we know that restraining order, that little piece of paper?
Yes.
Don't mean too much. That ain't gonna stop.
That paper's not gonna stop anybody. Hell, a door's not gonna stop anybody. You know what I mean? So, yeah. But it doesn't mean that you can't get it, that you shouldn't get it. Right? Some protection is better than no protection.
Right. And what I found in RNDiva, since you've been in the medical field, you probably have seen this working at hospitals and medical facilities. A lot of times the guys don't report it, and then they end up, when they finally retaliate or explode, then they go to jail. But then we have the other side of it, where the guys are abusing the women, and they keep going back and keep going back and keep going back and keep going back. And then one time they go back one time too many, and they get seriously injured or killed. We'll talk about that. Have you seen that in the medical field?
Nurses and doctors we actually have to take a domestic violence course. And it gives us things that we need to look for. And there is no cookie cutter. There's nothing that a template that says this is what it's going to look like, because 9 times out of 10, it's going to be that one little thing that you're like, wait, something's just not right. You got that mate that is hovering, that won't let you examine that patient. She's in there with broken ribs or broken arm or whatever, and all of a sudden she's not allowed to talk to you by herself. That's a red flag. Sir, can I get you to step out for me? I need to do a one-on-one exam. It's just a female thing. I can't have you in the room. Well, that's my girlfriend. Okay, so see now here we go. Here we go. So there are things that we are taught to look for, and I will say it's skewed because it's not with it's the man towards the woman. But there are some cases where the man's coming in and his ribs are broken, you know, or something, and he's not going to tell you. So it's hard to go after and to screen a man. It's hard to do that, you know, because it's not the norm. Wow. But we're taught it. We're given the plan.
I tell you, that is so sad and so messed up that we're living in this time. But you got to protect yourself nowadays,
right?
See, and when we say protect yourself, we're not talking. I mean, don't let nobody sit there and beat your tail. But to say protect yourself, remove yourself from the situation, remove yourself from that person if you need to be. Go cool off somewhere. Go exercise. Go do whatever you got to do.
Yes.
In order to avoid this, and if you need help, call that National Domestic Violence Hotline.
And pay attention to your first mind. Pay attention to your first mind. If you're saying something's not right and I need to get out of here, you need to go while the get is good. You know, you don't always have to stay and plan. If you got your gut instinct is telling you to get gone, go.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. And once again, that hotline number is 1-800-799-SAFE. That's 1-800-799-SAFE or www.thehotline.org. Don't be a victim of domestic violence. And finally, we want you to do this. Remember this brother right here. Look at him good. Look at him good. Look at him good. Jonathan Majors. And let's make sure we get that. Keep up with this story and find out the real deal. I just hate, like the fact, he's lost his endorsement with the Army. I heard that he used to be he's supposed to be in one of the Marvel films. They're getting ready to can him with that. He's about to lose everything. He's a nice, good-looking, talented young man. It looked like he's about to lose it all over
an allegation.
Yeah. Over an allegation. His name is being called. Sad. Hopefully it's not true. And
I hope it's not.
All cleans out. But the damage is done. That's the bad part about it. The damage is done. Anything else for RNDiva before we take it on out here today?
No, I think you know what, that just kind of makes me sad. I'm interested to see what it's going to look like on the other end because it's not always, you know, and I hope it works out in his favor. If it exonerates him, I hope it does that. I hope they give it back to him what was taken away. And I hope that he never goes back to that situation. You know?
All that woman.
Yeah.
RNDiva, how can we get in contact with you? Let us know.
I can be reached on my email at TheRNDiva@gmail.com. I am more than willing to answer questions, give you my opinions. But we do not diagnose and we do not give medical advice. And if you'd like to donate, my Cash App is RNDiva01. Again, my Cash App is RNDiva01. And my Venmo is at Shonda-Blatch. No R makes a difference.
No R.
And how can we get in touch with you, Pastor Robert?
How can we get in contact with me? Well, that's a good question. But if you would like to send a little donation, you can go donate at where am I at here? Oh, there I am. There it is. At Venmo, on Venmo, at Rob Carpenter 2, PayPal at the RCTV Network, also Cash App, the $ RCTV Networks with an S, and those via cryptocurrency, Coinbase, my wallet, Rob Carpenter II. Also, if you have any questions or any concerns or any show ideas, hit me up at Pastor Robert at robcarpenter2.com. That's Pastor Robert at robcarpenter2.com. And we're so glad for our sponsor for this podcast here at, what is it called? SquaredAway.life.
SquaredAway.life.
For your MREs and supplies powered by My Picture Supply. And don't forget, Sunday nights on Facebook and Rumble and Twitter, Psalms, Hymns, and Spiritual Songs. I'm going to play the order, y'all. 8 p.m. Eastern. 8 p.m. Eastern, right here on this platform. Anything else before we go, RNDiva?
No, I think that covers it.
Well, thank you all for joining us here on the Real Talk Podcast. This is Pastor Robert, and that's the RNDiva. Peace out. Hey there, this is Pastor Robert L. Carver II, and I'm so glad that you joined me here. I have
Building
something
your
I want to
online
let you
business?
know. You see how high gas is? You
Go
see
to
we have a baby
Wix.com
formula sorted.
and set up
We
your
also
store
have
on a
food that's
single
high.
integrated
Inflation
platform.
is high. What is going on? Well, things may get worse before they get better, and you need to be prepared. Go to preparewithrobert.com. Go to preparewithrobert.com. Brought to you by My Pager Supply. Get emergency food kits right there for 2,000 plus calories a day. You're going to need that. It's brought to you by My Pager Supply. Go to preparewithrobert.com. Don't be left behind. Be ready now. Let's go.